Hi everybody, it is Andrew, VSGSpike. I am back with my update. I was going to try and put something together quick for, the week of, this past week of New Year's, try and at least do something, but unfortunately I just never got around to doing it, just never really had the chance. But I'm here with my update, and I got a lot to talk about. So if this one runs a little bit long, I apologize, but I do have a good couple of things that I want to talk about. First and foremost, though, I will get into the stats, because I have stats. I did step on the scale for the first time this morning. It has been 3 weeks now since I did hop on the scale, and thankfully, it really wasn't anything that, picked at me or bugged me, because I would step on the scale almost every other day. And to go, what was it now, 3 weeks? Honestly, it wasn't that bad. I did have a little bit of a cheat, if you will. I had a follow-up appointment with my surgeon's office on Friday. So, I had to step on the scale there. I had no choice. But at the same time, I didn't really take that number to heart because it was the middle of the day. I'd already had breakfast and plenty of fluids. I was fully clothed, because, we all do the normal routine when we want to weigh ourselves on weigh-in day. It's, go to the bathroom, take out your clothes, step on the scale as soon as you can. Don't drink anything, don't eat anything, get that number. But, so I knew it wasn't necessarily the truest number compared to how I normally weigh in. But, it was good. So, anyway, my highest weight, of course, was 484.6. My previous weigh-in 3 weeks ago was 379.6. And then as of this morning, I weighed in at 371.0. So over 3 weeks, that was 8.6 pounds, which, for it being the week of Christmas and the week of New Year's, and to still be down 8.6 pounds over those 3 weeks, I will take it, without a doubt. That averages just under 3 pounds a week during that time period, which, that's awesome. I love it. At this point, I'm thinking I want to try. I'm shooting for, about a 2 to 3 pound loss per week. And I would have been happy if I, stayed at the same weight that I did. I knew that I didn't because of that cheat on Friday, because when I did weigh in, when I stepped on the scale there, that said 379. So with my shoes and my jeans and my sweatshirt and everything else that I had on, being the middle of the day, to still be that same weight that I was when I weighed in, 3 weeks prior, I knew I had dropped a fair amount. So, obviously, like I said, it's a different scale and all that stuff. Anyway, it was. I'll take it. That is now. I have to double check my percentage. I don't think that's the right percentage. I don't think I saved it properly. Anyway, I'll have the percentage in the stats below. But yeah, so quick recap of especially of Christmas. Christmas was great. We had such a blast. It was so good to get back to Ohio, hang out with family and friends, go do stuff together with Scarlett and with Ryan. It was really, really nice. We enjoyed ourselves the entire time. We, took Scarlett to go see Christmas lights at the zoo there, the Toledo Zoo. They do the lights before Christmas, and it was phenomenal. Ryan took some fantastic pictures. I took some video footage. I might try and edit that together at some point. Just post it so I have it for my own, reference. But it was really, really nice. We had a really good time. A lot of walking that night. We were really only thinking we'd be there for maybe a couple of hours, but come to realize we were there right up until the place closed, and I think we ended up being there for just about 5 hours. That was a lot of walking around. So thankfully that I know had a hand in keeping myself within, decent exercise and activity and eating and everything else. Because I did eat. I mean, I am, obviously for anybody who has had the procedure, when you're done, just because you can feel it. So I mean, whenever I had anything, I never had that much. But man, I did enjoy myself with foods that I was really looking forward to having. Kielbasa from one of the big markets that are there in Toledo. My grandmother, I helped her make two beef Wellingtons, and they were phenomenal. I had one piece, but I sat there and just savored it and just enjoyed it. And I had a moment. I had an experience with it, and because I had been waiting for this for months. I mean, even well before the procedure, Ryan and I were both like, "Oh my God, we got Grandma's beef Wellington. It's amazing," and we got the recipe. So we're gonna put that together at some point and make a Wellington ourselves off of Grandma's favorite recipe. As well with Christmas, I got to go and hang out with my brothers again. Unfortunately, the last couple times that we've gotten together, we haven't put together an Everybody Dance Now video. I know I've been slacking on that. I've got so many ideas that I want to put together. I just haven't done anything yet. I think now that we're out of the Thanksgiving, New Year's, Christmas, the whole holiday jam-packed month period, I can now try and put a few things together between, at least maybe with Ryan and myself, or just myself, or I'll try to maybe put something together with my brothers. But it was a lot of fun. I did discover, and I did post this, I have no trouble with beer, which is good. I mean, good and bad, I guess, if you will. I mean, I never went nuts, but I tried beer for the first time when I was there in Toledo. The carbonation did not bother me one bit, and at the same time, I didn't have that feeling. I was expecting to be that super lightweight that you hear about, and Phil has told me about, and everybody who's had or are well into post-op, who have had alcohol, who said you're going to be the biggest lightweight in the world. I really hadn't. I never really ever felt buzzed, drunk, whatever. I mean, it didn't hit me like I was expecting it to. And honestly, it affected me the way it used to affect me. Which, I mean, if I want to get that feeling of being buzzed or being drunk, I have to have a bit to get to that point. But I never wanted to get to that point. So I just wanted to enjoy whatever it was that I was drinking. And I did that. So I have no trouble with beer. I've had several beers, especially during Christmas break. I went to a bar, did some karaoke, and that was fun. Did that with my brother, as I mentioned before, on my last update when I was in Ohio. But then at Christmas, when we got together with the family, I took a couple of my home brews and took a couple of beers that I picked up while I was here in Virginia, brought them back and passed them around and shared them, and anything that I had I was perfectly fine with. So I don't intend on taking that and saying, oh my God, all right, I can go get wasted. I don't want to. It's never been the point for me. But to go and actually be able to go and have a beer and enjoy it and just take my time with it and appreciate it, that's what I've always been about. And so I plan on continuing that, not on a regular basis. I mean, I may not have another beer for a month or two, which, I mean, is perfectly fine. It's not something I'm going to have on a constant basis, but to know that I can enjoy it and have it is nice. So New Year's was about the same. We had friends over, and that was a lot of fun. We had a really good time. Hung out, played Cards Against Humanity, played a couple of, I don't know if you ever played You Don't Know Jack. That was a lot of fun. Played similar games to that. But all in all, it was just a really good time, and it kind of brings me to my point of the video. Regardless of being able to make an update or film anything, the time between that cold Christmas break and then even with New Year's and having friends over, it was a great time to really decompress. It was a chance to, take a step back, look at what I've done, at least over the last 3 months since surgery, if not, looking at back even further with my pre-op and everything else I've worked on. It was a really good chance to take a moment and just, release, just let go, just have a good period of time to just enjoy it and, realize, damn, I've done a lot of work. I've really put in a lot of effort into this. I have amazing results to show for it. I still have a huge journey ahead of me. There's no doubt. I mean, the journey itself is never ending. Really, with this, being post-op, but what I've done and what I've accomplished has been intense. There's a lot that I've done. There's a lot that I've changed about myself to get to this point. And it was great because, this was the first time going back to Ohio was the first time that I had seen most of my family since the surgery, because the last time we were in Ohio was February. So it had been a while, but it was really good. It was great to see everybody. Because they don't see me as often, they see whatever I post on my personal Facebook page. But beyond that, there wasn't the shock and awe kind of, big reveal effect that sometimes you expect. Or I was maybe expecting, I guess. But at the same time, I realized, I don't see them. If maybe I saw them around the summertime and then come back, they'd probably maybe notice more of a difference. People still noticed a difference, but it was good to just talk to them about it, about the experience and what I had gone through, and what I've changed about myself. It was just a nice moment to step away and just talk about it and enjoy the journey so far. So I think it's necessary for all of us to really have those moments, whether it be, an hour or two, or, that day where, you take a moment to enjoy it. Like, all these get-togethers. I know the big one in San Diego is going to be a great way for all of those people going to have that moment. I know a bunch of the girls in the community got together in Nashville. God, I wish I could have gone because I know they invited me, but I would have loved to. But with the trip and everything to Ohio, I just didn't have any additional time off. But moments like those, I see those as not just moments to really connect with other members of the community, which is amazing, and I really look forward to hopefully doing that at some point. But to also, talk about your experiences and just share those moments and really know that, you have gone so far. Whether you just had the surgery, whether you've had the surgery 2 years plus ago, wherever you are, there's still a lot of work to get down this road. I had to start this process more than a year ago. I just had my surgery in September. So, it's been a long and exhausting road. Even before I had the surgery, even before I was approved. So it was great to just have that moment, because I didn't really talk. Sorry to kind of cut myself off, but I didn't talk to anybody about the surgery in February other than my brother and my grandmother, and that was really about it. So I didn't have, and at the time it was still very, very early on, so I didn't have a lot to talk about. So to really have it out there and talk to my aunts and my uncles and my dad and my grandma, and just have those people around me and share my experience was great, because they see the results, they see my attitude, my new, train of thought, and they couldn't be happier. So it's good for those. If you haven't had that type of moment, try and make that moment for yourself, because that's really where the mental game of this comes into play. And I think that's, for me, that's been a big part of it over these last couple of weeks, regardless of the 8.6 that I lost, which is great. But that mental game, I think that's where I'm really going to be starting to try and focus on over these next few months, because the weight itself will continue, and I'm going to continue. I'm going to get back into the gym. I hadn't gone in the past couple of weeks, obviously because I've been busy and out of town and whatnot, but I fully intend, as busy as it's going to be now that it's New Year's, but I plan on getting back in there and swimming or cardio or weightlifting, whatever I can do. It's more than what I would be doing if I were at home on the couch. So I plan on getting that activity in and boosting that level of activity again. But the pounds will follow, but it's really, more learning about myself at this point, and learning about, my body and my changes, because it's a big deal. And I've always known, obviously it was a major surgery and it was a major procedure and there's a long road, and I was always well aware of that, but it really took that trip to put it in more of a perspective, just to say that, wow, you've really done a lot. You've done a damn good job, and you deserve, to feel good about it. Not that I haven't felt good about it, but to really take that moment and really appreciate it was really, really nice. So, I plan on trying to focus on that, especially with my updates here over the next, weeks, months, however, long. I still plan on, having my updates. I'll post my stats and I'll have my weigh-ins, but I'm going to try and focus on more mental aspects of this process, for me at least, because I think I'm to that point where it's something that I'm noticing more and want to address. So, I plan on having topics. So I definitely want to hear from you guys on, how you feel. Have you noticed those moments, like I said, any, whether it's, right now with what I'm calling the, decompression. Have you had that moment? Have you had, other moments similar to that? Let me know. I'd appreciate it, because it's, it's what we're here for, is each other, and to encourage and inspire and educate. So I've made some big jumps over the last few weeks, both on the scale and NSV wise. So I am happy to be back and posting updates. I'm happy to finally be back putting out a Fat Kings video, getting together with Walter this Thursday night. We'll be back. We took a couple weeks off for the holidays. I had to take some time off for New Year's, man, because I had to watch my Buckeyes. So I'm gonna have a long night upcoming when they're in the national title game, but excited. So anyway, I will be back with another update next week. I can promise you that. I will be back Thursday night with Walter on Fat Kings, where we will probably talk more about our time off and catch up with all of you. So look forward to seeing you then, and I will talk to you soon. Take it easy, guys.